Let's be honest. You've never seen a Toyota like this. We're not talking about a Corolla, we're not talking about a Fortuner. The car I'm sitting in right now costs more than your house. Actually, scrap that. It costs more than your street. And the craziest part, it's driven by the Emperor of Japan. But today, we're gonna find out if this 2026 Toyota Century is actually worth the jaw-dropping price tag, or if it's just a very expensive, very square-shaped piece of flex. Let's get into it. This is the all-new 2026 Toyota Century. Now, in Pakistan, if you have to ask the on-road price, you probably can't afford it, but let's talk numbers anyway. We're looking at a ballpark of around 14 crore rupees, and that's before you pay the dealer a "please sell me this car" fee. This is the ultimate luxury sedan, targeted at one person, the guy who doesn't need to impress you because his last name is already written on a hospital, a university, or a major city in Punjab. It's the ultimate "I have arrived, please close the door for me" vibe. Let's walk around this thing. On the outside, the Century is what happens when a Rolls-Royce Ghost and a Toyota Crown have a baby, but that baby only wears tailored suits. The stance is massive. We're talking about a car that's almost 5.4 meters long. The grille is this intricate, handcrafted piece of art that looks like a samurai's armor. Headlights are quad-LED units that are so sharp they look like they could cut through Lahore's smog. The wheels are these gorgeous 20-inch alloys that look like solid discs of polished silver. But the real flex, the badge. The golden phoenix, the Kiran, is the symbol of the imperial family. When people see this rolling down boulevard or through defense, they don't just turn their heads, they literally move out of the way because they assume the chief minister is inside. Now, let's get inside, because this is where the Century goes from nice car to life-changing experience. Open the rear door, which, by the way, is a massive suicide door, and you are greeted by woolen upholstery. Yes, wool. Not leather. Toyota says it's because wool is quieter, breathes better, and doesn't squeak like leather. It feels like sitting on a high-end Japanese hotel sofa. The rear seats are fully reclining, with a massage function that actually feels like human hands, not a washing machine on spin cycle. You've got a massive 20-speaker audio system, a refrigerator in the center console, and a 23-inch screen that drops down from the ceiling so you can watch dramas while your driver deals with the traffic jam at Gori Chowk. Up front, honestly, it's a bit of a letdown if you're the driver. It's nice, it's quiet, but the front seat feels like a very, very expensive Camry. Toyota knows that the boss sits in the back, and they didn't waste a single rupee on making the driver's seat feel special. Under the hood is where things get interesting. Gone is the old V12. In this 2026 model, you get a 3.5-liter V6 hybrid. Now, before you start shouting scam, this V6 makes 412 horsepower. It's paired with a CVT, but this isn't the CVT that screams in agony when you try to merge onto the motorway. This one is silent. Silky smooth. 0 to 100 km/h happens in about 6.5 seconds. It's not fast in a let's race kind of way, it's fast in a I have to catch my private jet kind of way. The suspension is magic. It reads the road ahead and adjusts so you don't feel potholes, you just hear a faint thud from the outside world and think to yourself, ah, that must have been a bump. Handling, who cares? You don't handle a Century. You are transported by it. Fuel efficiency, this is where your wallet breathes a sigh of relief, relatively speaking. Because it's a hybrid, you're looking at around 8 to 9 km/h in the city, which for a tank that weighs nearly 2,500 kilograms is insane. On the motorway, you can push 11 or 12 km/h if you're cruising. The fuel tank is 70 liters, so range is decent. But let's be real, if you're buying this, you're not calculating petrol costs. You're calculating whether your assistant remembered to fill it up while you were in the meeting. Okay, here's a shocking fact for you. Number 1, the paint. The paint on the Century takes nearly a month to cure. It's a 7-layer process, and it's so deep that when you look at it, you feel like you're looking into a mirror. Number 2, there's a secret fabric pattern in the wool seats. It's a traditional Japanese Seigeha pattern, which symbolizes peace and good fortune. It's so subtle you'd miss it, but it's there to remind you that you're sitting on centuries of Japanese craftsmanship. Number 3, The common owner complaint is actually the infotainment system. For a car that costs this much, the touchscreen feels laggy and outdated. Owners joke that their 15 lakh rupee Chinese smartphone has a better screen than their 14 crore rupee Japanese limousine. Let's do the pros and cons. Pros. 1. The ride quality is absolutely untouchable. Nothing on the Pakistani market, not even a Range Rover, floats over our roads like this. 2. The prestige. This is silent wealth. People who know. 3. The rear seat comfort is global flagship level. 4. The hybrid system means it's actually fuel efficient for its size. And 5. Toyota reliability. This thing will probably outlast your grandchildren. But the cons. Number 1, it's impossible to park. Trying to reverse this into a standard Karachi or Lahore parking spot is like trying to dock a cruise ship in a bathtub. Number 2, the infotainment. Toyota, it's 2026. Why does the screen look like a PSP from 2008? Number 3, if anything breaks, even a tail light, you're selling a kidney. Parts for the Century don't exist at your local Toyota dealer, they have to be flown in from Japan via diplomatic courier. And number 4, you'll look like a politician. If you pull up to a wedding in this, uncles will start shaking your hand asking for election funds. Imagine this, it's Sunday. You're stuck in the famous Lahore traffic on Alam Road. You're in the back, AC at 18 degrees, massaging your back, sipping a cold drink from the fridge, watching the cricket match on the screen, while outside, a guy on a Mehran is sweating and honking. You don't hear him. You don't even see him. He is just a peasant in a metal box. That's the Century experience. Or, the classic Pakistani scenario, your father-in-law asks to see your new car. You pull up in this. He looks at the Phoenix badge, looks at the wool seats, and suddenly, your rishta becomes much stronger. So, final verdict. Is the 2026 Toyota Century worth every rupee? Look, if you are a high-level CEO, a member of the ruling elite, or someone who genuinely values absolute peace and quiet above all else and you have a driver, buy it. There's no substitute for the status and the silence. But if you're a car enthusiast who likes to drive yourself, avoid this. It will bore you to tears. For the money, a BMW 7 Series or a Mercedes S-Class gives you more driver engagement and better tech. But for sheer presence, for that feeling that you've actually made it, the Century is the ultimate flex. It's the car that says, I don't need to tell you who I am. Just look at the bird on the grill. If you enjoy this deep dive into the most expensive Toyota on the planet, smash that like button, subscribe so you don't miss the next review, and tell me in the comments, would you rather have this, or a Rolls-Royce? I'll be reading them. Until next time, keep the rubber on the road and the Phoenix facing forward. Peace.